right. Hey, Mike, how are you?
What's up, Annie? Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. So for you, those of you that don't know, today we're doing a show with Mike Gomes. He owns the local bike shop and All In Cycles, right? How long have you been there now?
Almost 6 years.
Yeah.
It's 2019.
That's crazy. So Mike and I were just talking about an interview that we did. We think it was in 2019. It must have been because I think you were pretty newly open and I was either running for city council or I had just been elected. I think I was on city council in Mesquite, and we did an interview just like this at your bike shop. Well, not this like awesome setup. We didn't have all that back then, but you had a much smaller bike shop. Mm-hmm. I was like running my own camera show and trying to do these business spotlights. Yes. And you were the first person that I talked to. And it was pretty cool. We walked around your shop, and I'm actually going to pull up that old footage and maybe we can like put a little bit of it in with this. This is actually my first spotlight on small business, and we're both kind of nervous, but I think it's going great so far. I just thought it was funny that we're kind of both coming full circle. You're crazy, like your shop's blown up, and I think it's grown a whole bunch, right? You moved into a bigger space, and so tell us a little bit about how business is going.
Yeah, and I do appreciate you being always an advocate for businesses and stuff like that. Small businesses, these things do make a big impact, and even having that mindfulness and doing those little interviews and having that little thing to refer back to. But yeah, the bike shop was we expanded about a year ago. I think the cornerstone of our shop is mostly our customers, because we do like free service for life, that you just buy a bike from us and we'll do the service for you. Roadside Assistance, so we'll pick up your whoever, and if they're out there with a flat tire in the middle of the road or the middle of the desert. So that's been the biggest factor contributing for us to be able to grow and then give back to the community, which is kind of nice. And but growth comes from the more people you help. I think it's just trying to have that whole thing. That's probably why you've grown too, because that's your cornerstone as well, it seems like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely share that. I mean, I guess talking about the roadside assistance thing, that was something you were pitching when we talked years ago. So I'm curious, are there a lot of people that take you up on that? Do you pick up people regularly?
Yeah, it's kind of the people that we do pick up, obviously, they're pretty dire straight when they do make that call, or just avoiding, 2-mile trek or something. But yeah, there's been some unique scenarios. We've had one of our bike mechanics was doing like a long distance trip on his bike up to Vegas, and someone called us for sealant in the middle of the mountains, and we like coordinated for them to like kind of intersect and deliver. So we've had some pretty interesting customer service, like going above and beyond little situations. But it makes those are the scenarios, those are the memories that you remember the most, I think.
Yeah, and I'm sure the riders remember them too.
Sure.
And something that we forgot to do, we want to let everybody know that later in the episode, we are going to talk about the building that you remodeled, I guess. I don't know, what do you call it? You resurrected that building. I mean, that thing was sitting there for a long time for sale. It's the building down on Sand Hill and Mesquite Boulevard, right on the corner.
220 East Mesquite Boulevard.
Across the street from Maverick. So there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on over there lately. So we'll get into that later. So y'all need to stick around till the very end. We're going to talk about that. But back to the bike shop. I know that we talked earlier, and I saw on social media that you guys had taken, we got a new skate park here in Mesquite, and you guys and your shop have taken some helmets and some stuff over there. So what's going on with all that?
Yeah, we just we're elated, thrilled to have a bike shop here, or a skate park, sorry. Yeah. And so our bike shop wanted to kind of contribute. We noticed we have sponsored riders, so we went down there and we found the best kids flipping and doing all the crazy stuff, and we sponsored them. And then through kind of going down there, we noticed that none of the kids were really wearing helmets. If you go to Utah, there's like not a single kid without a helmet. Right. And then you come here and there wasn't a single kid with a helmet. And so we got on the phones with all our connections, and there's a big difference between profit-driven companies and companies that understand, it's all about, your end user. It's about their experience. And we found Cali Protectives. They came through with, these helmets are retail for $40. They wholesale for like 20, 25. and they gave us almost like for like a couple bucks a piece, and so it still cost us like pretty big amount. But the ability to have a kid come into our shop, we still have probably 200 plus helmets. The ability to have kids come in, hand them something that's of value and will help them, and then it just kind of, it's a pretty cool thing to watch it whenever it happens. So it's been given back more to us, right, than it has.
Right.
But yeah, there's been a few scenarios where kids have crashed and they were wearing those helmets. So yeah, that alone.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, for sure.
And you were talking about before we started how extreme that skate park is. So those helmets are definitely needed, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fast
so
and furious.
That's awesome. And I know something else you were talking about that you didn't really get into there, digging a little bit more on the sponsorship stuff. Like, I guess I understand what it's like to be sponsored. If you run a political campaign, someone donates to you, then obviously that's kind of like them sponsoring you, I guess, in a way. But talk about your shop sponsoring kids and like what's that meant to them. Are there any stories you can share with us that you think people would be wanting to hear? Absolutely.
So the coolest story, actually, one of the cool stories. So before the skate park, and this was our very first sponsor, a young boy named Dalton was a BMX rider, and his parents called me and they were like, we don't have a certain size tube, and we don't have any BMX riders in town, but in the past, right? But I had all these tubes that I had like stocked. And so they were like, we're racing. When I hear racing, I get excited, you know? So I was like, all right, come on in. And they were just like, we just need to piece this one tube. We're going to this race. And so I gave them all of my tubes. And I was like, hey, look, I'm going to sponsor this kid. Like, I'm going to support this. It was just on a whim.
Right.
And that boy slapped a big old all-in-cycle sticker on his chest and just started winning. He's first place right now in the state.
Wow.
And his parents, they all have been, so like those kind of things, I feel like it does make a difference. Like a tube, what is a tube to a bike shop? Probably nothing, not as much as you'd think. But what is that tube and that race and those trophies? So it's cool, we have a shelf and he brings us his trophies now. And so we have, or just like some of his trophies. So we have like a little section of our store. And so, yeah, and then the regular shop, we went down to the skate park and found some kids down there, and we give them wax and bike parts and whatever, shirts and stickers and stuff. But yeah, I think it does, it gives them a sense of, I don't know how you would put it, but it gives them more or less just a little bit of hope, excitement, just involvement.
Yeah. I'm sure it gives them a lot of confidence. I mean, it's got to be incredible to be, how old do you think these kids are? How old's Dalton roughly?
8, 9. Yeah.
So like I'm 8, 9 years old and I'm out here riding and somebody's sponsoring me. So now I'm like, I'm thinking I'm pretty cool, right?
Taking it serious. Yeah. It's like getting up and yeah, exactly. You train a little harder. And I think that does later in life when life's hard and you need to be more structured. Those are the moments, the confidence builders and stuff, the core memories that you rely on.
Yeah, builds on your love of something, and then your love turns into a commitment. That's a long-term thing, right? You got to have that foundation going on.
Passion first, yeah,
right.
That's true.
So speaking of passion, you're a long-term. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know your background, but obviously you've been into biking because you started the shop. But then I know you've done triathlons. I've seen you on social media. I follow your accounts. So, how'd you get into all that? And what's a little bit of your backstory? How'd you come to be a bike shop owner? Like, what's your background?
Yeah, when I was real young, my dad was an ER doctor, and he would fly us out there and go visit, and we would go on these like cool bike trips. And so I've been mountain biking since I was like a little boy, and just kind of evolved it. When I went to college, I studied business administration, that kind of stuff. And I've always had like a dream to like own a business, but I could never get away from just like being just anything athletic, right? So it's like whether it was basketball or biking or running or swimming, it was just, I've always just wanted to just be moving. I can't sit still. And so then, yeah, it was just a natural progression. Started biking when I was in school, like in college, and I was just be doing like these And Vegas is like really set up for mountain biking, road riding.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
I guess a lot of people do like the loop and stuff like that. Is that where you're in Mount Charleston? Where do people ride there?
yeah, there's all kinds of groups. One of the funnest things I did was mountain bike night riding. And you're talking like these 60-plus-year-old guys. They are fit and fast, and just to try to keep up with the train. So like you don't know where you're going, where you are.
Crazy.
It's just a light train, and you have to finish that climb, and so they'll wait for you and stuff. But your lights can't die, so it's a fun little 2 hours of power. By the end, you're barely seeing where you're going. Yeah, so Vegas is a really cool scene. St. George is a really cool place too. So we're like surrounded by all these really cool. I encourage anybody that wants to do track, like any kind of sports, like just sign up for these races. Go out there. The people putting these races on, they will like take you in. I've taken like my son out there. He's got between tape. Like it's just it's a community thing, and it gives you a lot to stand on in life, because it just gives you control over your like emotions. Like you could go train if you're whatever and deal with life a little bit easier. That's what it is to me. But yeah, the bike stuff was a really big part of just how I got through school and did all that stuff. And then it just kind of, there's no bike shop in town, and it just kind of it was funny when we first started. People drive by, I'm like, you're still, how are you just like fixing bikes in a shop? Like, so it was very uphill battle, but never give up, and yeah, here we are, right?
I guess that's a natural progression into something else we talked about a little bit earlier, which is business, and especially business in a small town. It's not like you're in Vegas or you're in St. George where you have millions of people to be potential customers. I think from a bike shop standpoint, also the age demographic of our community might not exactly be working always in your favor. Yeah. So what are some challenges and things that how have you managed to stay open all these years through COVID? I guess I didn't really preface that when we first did our interview. That was the first and last interview that I did for that, was because COVID literally happened a month later. I don't even know if it was that long. And so you started out, you were relatively new, COVID hits, you're in a small town, like everything's working against you. And we all know, if we've lived here for any amount of time, that businesses tend to come and go here, right? Mm-hmm. And it is hard. So like how have you kept it going, and what challenges have you faced along the way?
Yeah, at the very beginning, we were very frugal, just everything, and extremely, I just remember for the first year, I refused to make profit because I just wanted the word out. Like I was just like, okay, like we would like someone come and be like, I'll get a bike, and then I would just, whatever price they were willing to take it at. But then I would always ask them, like, go promote us, like go tell people like how great the shop is. And I feel like just that organic consistency, just showing up every day, really, because all of my customers now, like I'm there most of the time, but if I'm not there, people come in, they're like, where's Mike? Or like, it's funny, it's cool, it's kind of cool, but I feel like I've taken care of that many bikes. Like I have that many situations where it does just become like, a pretty cool thing. I cherish it, I do. So yeah, we definitely love being in this town. And whatever challenges come, you find like, okay, like lumber jumps up in price. Well, like it comes back down. And so you just always want to kind of, tubes have gone up in price. They're old petroleum-based products, stuff like that. So the tariffs and stuff, you just take it with stride and day by day. But the small town has its perks, because we're more or less kind of sheltered from those big swings and stuff. We're just a little more, it's kind of just doing our own thing. Yeah, and if you take care of your customers, obviously, like Sun City, like they are loyal, like, and they will love you, and they will promote you, and just that's the coolest part about Mesquite. Just I would say that the challenge is the beauty of it. Is that once you show that you're genuine, then it's just a matter of being consistent after that. Yeah.
So it sounds like the name of the game is be able to hang with it when the going gets tough, because it will ebb and flow, right? Sure. It always does. And then from an outsider looking in, it seems like what you're talking about right now, one of your big attributes is that you're really plugged into the community, and you're always kind of looking at, it from your business from a giving back standpoint. And it seems like you've given enough out that people are reciprocating that. It's a reciprocal relationship that you've built with the community. Exactly. And you're something like that I think you brought up earlier and you wanted to talk about was the Facebook page. Is the Sunny Side of Mesquite?
Yeah. So I had a good friend that is a brief friendship, man. It's unfortunate. Dave Lusader was a gentleman that moved here a couple months ago, tragically passed. But before he passed, me and him, he was one of the guys that was there. Because when you only have so many hands, right? You've got to do all this production and stuff. So it's he was always there taking pictures for me, and he unfortunately lost his life. He just had a heart attack and died. But before then, we were kind of like, that was like our thing. We were advocates for it, and yeah, just having someone like that was pretty. Lost my train of thought.
No, you're good.
Sorry, but yeah, that was.
You're good.
But yeah, so Dave was a big part of all of that. The Corvette, like he left me his Corvette, like was a pretty neat little thing, but that also spins up the platform to be able to do more good stuff. So
right,
yeah, so it's kind of turned out to be a just a whole new thing. So the pages, he had these like free speech page for Mesquite. Mm-hmm. He had me and him developed the Sunny Side. The intention was to positive thoughts, happy things, to just keep people happy and positive.
Right.
And then there's the Mesquite Senior Nevada Consumers. So we look for businesses that want to promote discounts for seniors. Nice. And then they get a little heart sticker and they put it on their door. So yeah, those pages are actually they're integrate to the business side, but they're also, the intention again, it's the same thing. It's just to try to help give back, to put out positive messages. It takes some work, and it takes some forethought. Like you have to be like, what message do I want to put out there today? But pressure is a privilege, and it means that you got to show up. Like that's it. So we're showing up.
That's really cool. So you're running all those pages then?
I'm a moderator on like 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, even the Corvette crew, like we're supposed to meet on like Saturdays and stuff, but my Saturdays have been pretty busy. But yeah, there's like a Corvette Club, Mesquite Corvette Club too.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the free speech, the Sunny Side, and maybe the senior one, but I don't. Man, there's so much going on social media. It's hard to keep up with everything.
It is. There is a lot. Yes, you're right.
But I definitely see the value in it. It's really cool in a small town too, because you just see a lot of the same people. You already kind of know a lot of the people, so I don't know. It's
the hats. Like if you were in anywhere else, how you wouldn't even know what the workings were of the, like what's going, how the city, like the city council, all the things, right? And it's so cool to go and just sit down and they're like right there. They're like, okay, we're going to change our hats. Now we're in this like official capacity, and they'll teach you. So the amount of things you learn here in this town, the building, all of that stuff is just, it's so invaluable.
Yeah. And I'm sure you see probably, I mean, I'm meeting a lot of people that I talk to that come from all different backgrounds, but I'm sure you're doing the same. I mean, I think the kind of nature of this town is you have so many retirees, which makes it so interesting because they're coming from all over the world. Dude, yes. And all different backgrounds.
Stories.
Yeah. Crazy stories. And that's a lot of the reason why we thought that a show like this would be cool, because, we have people like you and me that are still working, but then you also have all these people with just, I don't know, unlimited stories. With such a small community, there's so much
wealth of knowledge.
Just so much going on out there.
It's true.
Like when I was on city council, I always thought it would be interesting to have like an ongoing teaching series where we could just get people from the community that know, I don't know anything really. Like they just come from all different backgrounds and just teach what they know, because there's just a lot of really interesting people in this town. So, but I'm sure you're seeing that all the time at your shop. And
that's one of the greatest things about having the shop is the access to so many different kinds of people. And there are so many solicitors, right? Like, hey, can you donate? Can you do this? And it's just a testament again to like how many, I guarantee you, like amount of non-profits here, something like that,
Yeah.
per capita has got to be like a dense, like it's yeah, because there's just so many people, hey, donate, like, yeah, we're gonna do like another banquet or another golf thing, and like, and the community benefits from these things. So
Yeah.
just a lot of people doing a lot of things. This is pretty sweet, and this is really nice too. Again, like I said, this is you taking the time to craft such a good environment to come in and tell your stories is also takes a lot of effort. So I'm appreciative too.
It's fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long journey. So I feel like I'm finally turning the corner with it, and we're going to really ramp it up and get it going. But I think you guys just did an event, like a ride in town, didn't you? Or some sort of event for something a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, so May is bike month. We did a few events. We did a skate park takeover. We went out there and bought a whole bunch of pizzas, and we're just giving them out and did like little games. We let our sponsored riders lead some games.
Right on.
And then we did a ride for, I guess we lost one of our riders, a community rider in town, to a tragic accident, like almost either the last day before, the day before the first day of bike month. I don't know, it was like just the beginning of May. And so I wanted to do something. And then we had like, it's just different things happen in town. So another tragic thing happened. I didn't want to like overshow. You just kind of, it's like jump rope. You kind of go in when you think it's, good time. But at the end of the month, we hosted a ride where we started down at my building on the corner, and we did a loop around. They came from Vegas, and it made me reappreciate this where we are, because they were like, there's no cars, there's no trash, there's not people honking and screaming and trying to run us off the road. And so, yeah, we don't have bike paths, which we probably could do a little better at that.
Yeah.
Not mentioning any names. I want to, but I won't. But yeah, just we do have some pretty cool things to be grateful for here. We are in like a little microcosm. We are like, for the most part, our police just rolling around, checking doors. Like, they do the most. Like our police department is like impeccable. I made sure they were coordinating with me in this event for the bike thing. I got permission, and they're just always there to ask those questions. Like, you're not going to just get someone like an operator. You're going to literally talk to the person that either writes those rules, made the rules, or enforces them. So we're very blessed to have such a cool access to those kind of things, to get stuff like that done.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think a lot of us take that for granted, but you're right. I mean, if you want to talk to the mayor, you want to talk to city council, you want to talk to the police chief, or the temporary one, or the fire chief, it's like you can go right to that person.
Yep, straight to the source.
You're not going to get that in a big city.
No, you look crazy if you were trying to do that.
You're right. You'd call and you'd get somebody, and then we'll call you back in a couple weeks, and nobody would ever call you back ever.
Just get this ghost email here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, on that note, if as much as you want to talk about it, you did rehab that historic building on the corner of Sandhill and Mesquite Boulevard that we talked about earlier. So what was that process like? I mean, I think even in a big city, rehabbing a building that's historic is historic. I don't know. It's a challenge, right? Because people want to naturally preserve what was there, but it's also on, I think, the best corner in the best place in town. I mean, I would drive by there and I would think, man, that is such a sweet place, because that's got to be the busiest corner, maybe second to the one where people are getting off the interstate on Sandhill, right?
Essentially.
And then everyone's going on that corner. I bet if you live in this town, you're turning that corner once a day.
It's true. Yeah, multiple. Yeah, right.
At least once a day. Right. And so if you're not familiar, it's the one that's across the street from Maverick, and it's on the corner there. And Mike, you like totally went all in on that building. So what was that like?
Yeah, well, at first, it was a home at first with several businesses that were in it. So, like, the cross section of the floor was like probably like, I don't know, 10 layers of different 100-year-old floor, like for 100 years of different floors. And there was asbestos. So again, I took it as a learning experience. But when I first started, I'd close my shop and I would go down there and just try to figure it out. And it was very delicate, because you don't want to remove things incorrectly, and we tried to preserve as much as we could. The trees were hard; they were hollow and dead. Like the fence, everything was pretty much a just demolish and rebuild. But we kept the walls, and I think the cool part is if you look at the building, the walls are like 5 feet thick because 2.5 feet of that is the adobe bricks.
Right.
And so yeah, it was definitely long standing and tedious. But each choice that we made, I feel like we made the right decision, and it is a very beautiful, special spot now, like as it sits, and I'm very hopeful that we're gonna reinvent that corner and we're gonna put expect some new things down there, because we're gonna work on some lighting and do some different things. But yeah, GR Electric, shout out to them, because they were the ones that came in, and I mean, having an electric company that just makes your lights, that's one of the biggest things. So a lot of the other companies in town, Gillian, Out the Wall, they came in, John Bangle, Carlos Castro with his new business, Creative Cooling. Those are the kind of people that behind the scenes, flat out, just behind the walls, man. Like, you flip a light switch on, you don't think about it twice until you have to find somebody to make that work. So none of that would have been possible without, for sure, GR Electric. Like, they're new business, and that's what our builder, the intention was to try to showcase the skill set. And GR, man, they did the lights. We have plugs in the floors on the offices upstairs. There's 4 offices, and each one is climate controlled individually.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's a really new company. But they are very, very professional. They've already got their vans, their cars, their websites, and everything. So I try to help them promote too a little bit on Sunnyside. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
What's the process? Was it difficult with the city? Were there a lot of rules? Asbestos in and of itself is a whole nother ball of wax, right? That's a whole special team and process, because that gives people cancer, right? Asbestos. And so you got to be really careful and. Wow, I bet that was a fun project.
Most of it was a blur because it's so much, right? I don't even know if I could.
You're like, I'm trying to forget.
Yes. I would always just say it's going to be a remember win soon, and I couldn't wait for that moment, because that's just But yeah, we just remember win now. So yeah. But yeah, it was the process. The city does help with a lot of stuff. I wouldn't always say they're going to give you a yes, but they'll give you the path, they give you hey, you want to start a business? Here's a checklist. So those are the things, again, that would make this town pretty unique. You can call Jocelyn Levitt, be like, hey, what do I do here? She'll be like, oh yeah, all that information that you need. So you can't, if you fail in this town, it's because you give up or you don't ask enough people. You just have to, because everybody is willing to help everybody in this town. It's a small town. You need my shoulder to stand on. Okay, let me borrow your truck tomorrow or something. Just silly, just we all kind of help each other in a way. And I've gotten so much help from so many people, and the least I could do is what I can do. And just grateful to be part of this whole little, like you said, it's a feedback loop, right?
Right.
It's not always good on this, but.
Well, I think we covered everything that we wanted to talk about today. I think one of the big things that we want to leave people with is a lot of big, exciting stuff happening on the horizon at your building, and you're looking for what? How can we help you there? What do you want people to know?
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. If anybody has any ideas or they want to pitch anything for that space, more than willing to hear something out. I do think that is the spot. It's the heart of Mesquite, if you will, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to work with someone. Again, it's rare to be an owner and a business owner and a building owner, and I want to bring whatever the synergy, I think, has a big potential to make that a very desirable spot for the community to benefit and thrive at. So
Maybe that's what we need to rename it. The Heart of Mesquite.
The Heart of Mesquite, right?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Good job. That was on the fly. That's when the best material always happens, when you're not trying.
Sure.
But that's how I'm going to refer to that building from now on, the Heart of Mesquite.
Thank you.
So that is super cool. I told you earlier, I love that building. I would love to have a little bar / coffee shop down there and have music on the patio. And I think it would just kill if you get the right person in there. It would be so popular.
I agree.
So I'm praying that you find that person, and I will definitely be there supporting y'all. And one of these days when I buy a bike, you know, it's going to be from you. I never seem to get out of the office. Nice. So
I know that feeling. Yes. But yeah, anytime.
All right, right on. Well, thanks, Mike. And we'll put Mike's bike shop information. What other information? Is there anything you want to leave people with before we let you go?
No, just don't give up. That's all. Just keep and help whenever you're having a hard time. Helping someone else fill their cup always fills your cup up and anybody watching. So that's the best way to get yourself out of a sticky situation. Is just go and do community service for your town. That's basically that's what we're going to keep doing.
I love that. Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. And guys, if you're interested in coming on the show, or you know someone that might be interesting, has an interesting story to tell, please reach out to us. We're going to put all of our contact information with this video. And this is definitely going on YouTube. If you're watching on that platform, subscribe to our channel, and also follow us on social media. We do a lot of stuff there. We're looking forward to our next couple episodes. So stick around and we'll see you next time. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. I'm Annie.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Me too.
That's GR.
Hi. Oh, cool. Is this the space you were in? You just blew it out?
We expanded from next door, yeah, so we just moved over one. We put the pathway in. We have the mural on the wall of the V.
Nice. He's really pushing the bike paths, if you haven't picked up on that.
Absolutely. Trolling them a little bit, you know, I gotta keep them on their toes a little.
So show us around. What do you got?
All right, yeah, so just got a little mountain bike section. We sell a lot of electric e-bikes.
Are these the pedal assist, or is this an actual totally electric bike?
Pedal assist, you can switch them now. You can totally dial them in and customize the experience, the throttle points and stuff, how much power you get in each
Sweet.
band, yeah.
You guys sell a lot of these?
We do, yep. And then there's the helmets right there.
Those are the helmets you were telling us about.
Infamous helmets.
I guess on that note, can kids come in and get a helmet from you?
Come on in, grab a helmet, and then you get a holographic sticker as well.
Sweet,
Yeah, so,
I love that.
right.
And if they need repairs, you got your shop back there?
Yep, sales, service, repair, yep.
Sweet. So you got electric bikes, standard bikes, any sort of parts, and if you don't have it, I'm sure you can get it.
Yeah, and then All In Cycles Online, that's our website, and you can order bikes and parts and different things like that on there as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so where are you at? Where's your shop at? Where are we right now?
So 1085 West Pioneer Boulevard, and this is unit 160. We're across from Walmart and next to the Big Five. And then we also do rentals. So we have full day rentals, half day rentals, and we rent by the hour, $25 an hour with a 2-hour minimum. And it's like $120 for a day, something like that.
Love it.
Yeah, our prices stay the same, so
it's a lot of fun. All right, cool. Is there anything else you guys want to tell us about the shop, or anything people should know about what you guys are doing up here?
No, but if you do stop into town, this is a good hub. So a hub to stop into, because we are pretty well versed on local laws, and then places to ride, and even how to track your metrics and stuff. So nutrition, anything you need.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a good point. We're probably going to have people that are watching the show that are not from here. So he's right. If you're from out of town, you're into biking, at least just come out and check out the shop, say hi to Mike. And if you need anything, I'm sure he'll take really good care of you, because that's the name of the game when it comes to Mike and the bike shop. So, all right. Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks again, Annie.
We'll see you next time.
All right. I'll see you.
Cool.
Boom. You guys are nailing that.